What is up? My name is Matt. What's your name?
Adeline.
And this is Adeline. We often get calls from people because they know we have metal detectors, about how to find property markers. And if you have a metal detector, you may get this same call. What I'm going to do today is help you narrow down how to find a property marker, the tools you're going to need, and how to make this the quickest, most lucrative if you want to get in the business of finding these for people. So let's go.
Yep.
So there's a few things that you're going to need. If you have a homeowner who has a plat, this is the map to success. Next thing you're going to need is a pinpointer. And the last tool that I like to use is a little bitty probe. This is really good for probing pins when you have the area nailed down without destroying somebody's lawn. And then of course a metal detector. Now today we're using the MindLab Manicore. We're going to open this thing wide open so we hear all the irons. But this map is going to tell us exactly what we're looking for and how to find it. So first things first, what we're going to have to do is orient the map and figure out which pins the homeowner is looking for. Now our house is laid out here, and I like to take the map and actually face it towards the street or the direction of where we're actually looking. So we have our plot laid out here, and what this is giving us is the total dimensions of where we should see the pins. Of course, now anything around here is going to tell you what you're looking for. Oftentimes you'll find that they use old axles from car axles, or basically whatever the survey company had at the time to mark it. So a lot of times they'll just be single rebar spikes, and that's all you're going to get. So you're going to have to use an iron signal from your machine. But that's where this machine comes in really well. Sometimes when you get in the right area, just a pinpointer is all you need, and you don't need a full-blown metal detector. The area in question today is right behind us here. There's a tree that's on a property line, and we're trying to figure out exactly who owns that tree, which is a case for a lot of these kind of locates. So we're going to go find the pin to the corner down here and see whose tree this really is. So the one other tool I forgot to mention is a tape measure. Often when you can find the initial pin, it makes it much easier to find the rest just by using the measurements off here, especially if you're a homeowner or you're looking for one that has a known location. We're looking for the location of who owns this tree back here behind us as I try not to fall down, and I think that's what we're going for. So we're looking for this pin here, and what we have is 42 feet off of the screen porch right here, and then 17.5 feet this way, and that should bring us to the pin here. Big dead pine tree.
What do you think of them?
Hold this. Mark that spot and just turn.
Okay, either way.
That way you don't have... Alright, so like many of these, if you do the measurements, we used tape measure, measured off the corners, came down, and this one's an interesting one because they're not normally like this, but there is your rebar right there. I would imagine they just pinned it and there's another pin somewhere in the ground here. But this was 100% the mark. There may be another one in there, but without having a surveyor, I bet they're pinned all the way around the back of this neighborhood like that. So, not much of a mark, but that's what it is.
Yep. Couple piece. What if there's a might be a nest? Hide or something.
You have the flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of
There we go.
sawdust on the other side.
Yeah, this tree's full of termites.
I'm seeing, yeah, I'm just seeing like.
There you go,
more,
right
like,
there. So this is actually the tree in question.
halfway up.
As to whose property it's on. Property markers back there. And yeah, problem solved. At least saved a survey, right? So there we go. That is about the easiest these property locates go as far as finding them with a metal detector. If you have a plat, it's going to make your world much, much easier. If you don't have a plat, find the first pin that you know where it's at and then start working off of there. Overall, I hope this helped. And you know, if you're really interested in making some money with your metal detector, this is a great way to do it. You can charge 50, 100 bucks. Way cheaper than a actual a survey, especially if the pins are already there. So if this has helped, please reach down there and click that like button. Until next time, my name is Matt. We'll see you right here on Gone Diggin'. Does this look fun?
This looks funner than anything else.
This is this one.